To present our next award, representing Great West Life Assurance Company, a 17-year partner of the Courage to Come Back Awards, and for this, their 13th year, a distinguished gold partner. Please welcome the Regional Director of Group Benefits, Fred Smith.
Thanks, Randine. What an evening. This award recognizes a person who has endured major trauma or injury, which has required extensive physical rehabilitation, and who have gone on to support and to inspire others.
She was at a conference for work. After a quick trip to the ladies' room, she suddenly couldn't zip her pants or speak. And then it passed. A friend took her to emergency just in case, but a CT scan showed that her brain was fine. It's just a migraine, the doctor said, giving her a prescription. She went home, went to bed. The next morning, she could not sit up. She couldn't speak at all, and the right side of her face was sagging. An ambulance rushed her to hospital, and this time the diagnosis was clear. She had suffered a stroke. She was 31 years old. Her name is Christy Campbell. Can you imagine the helpless feeling Christy's fiancé Sean had as he watched the love of his life laying helpless in a hospital bed? No one knew how the lack of oxygen to her brain would affect her. Stroke victims were supposed to be men in their 70s. At the time of Christy's stroke, very little information was known about strokes in young women. But when Christy woke up, Sean was elated. She recognized him. But then it became apparent that she could not say his name or her name. She could not walk or dress herself. She could not use her right hand. And she was diagnosed with aphasia, which meant she could no longer speak except for one word. She couldn't read or write. Her ability to communicate was severely compromised. The smart, articulate, outgoing woman that is Christy was trapped inside her head, battling her own brain to be understood. Christy's vocabulary had been reduced to one word, yes. Her doctors gave her 6 months, otherwise statistics show that whatever words, whatever motor skills she recovered in the next 6 months would be the only words or skills she would ever recover. Can you imagine the pressure? She did everything they suggested, worked so very hard, painfully relearning basic skills like walking and feeding herself and using her left hand. She was in constant chronic pain. Inexorably, painfully, 6 months passed. In spite of an almost superhuman effort, Christy could only speak 12 words. 12 words to communicate everything that was going on inside her head. 12 words to use for the rest of her life. Christy felt herself falling into a deep depression because she could not communicate. The very essence of Christy seemed lost, and there was no hope at all. But a miracle was about to happen. Christy's application was accepted to an aphasia workshop in Halifax. Not knowing what to expect, but trusting that something would change, they made the decision to attend. At the workshop, Christy connected to people in a way she hadn't experienced since the stroke. They found more workshops and began to take aphasia vacations. Each workshop helped to build Christy's confidence. Her vocabulary began to return, and with this, Christy's confidence grew. With her growing ability to speak, Christy began to use her voice to speak out about the lack of resources for aphasia patients in BC. Speak out loudly. In 2008, she was elected to the Board of Directors of the Stroke Recovery Association of BC. By 2010, Christy had created the Sea to Sky Aphasia Camp in Squamish. Each year, the camp brings together 30 healthcare professional students to expand their understanding of aphasia and bring new perspective to aphasia care. Christy's advocacy work has led to increased funding for UBC's speech-language pathology program so that it can accept 57% more students. She also established UBC's Campbell Purves Aphasia Education Fund and works with local communities to improve access to services for people living with aphasia. She volunteers with Providence Healthcare to improve stroke care in Metro Vancouver. Best of all, 4 years ago, a dream came true when Christy gave birth to Cameron. And in the face of this beauty, we are all speechless. Christy inspires and motivates others to make positive changes to the mental, social, and physical health of British Columbians. Aphasia makes it difficult for Christy to speak, but that has never silenced her. She courageously speaks out for those who cannot speak for themselves. Yes, Christy defied the odds with her positive outlook and her incredible resilience, which combined to give Christy the courage to come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Courage to Come Back Award recipient for physical rehabilitation, Christy Campbell.
Thank you and good evening. What was your last words last night? Can you even remember them? If they were the last words that you ever heard or say, would you change them? What if you couldn't? Late one night, 10 years ago, my life changed completely. I couldn't walk or use my right hand. I couldn't write a sentence properly, let alone this speech. I couldn't ask for help or say I love you. I couldn't even say my own name. My name is Christy Campbell, and my stroke left me with aphasia. Aphasia imposed instant social isolation. I was left with one word, and that word was yes. Even as I wanted to scream no, my only word was yes. But yes is powerful, and yes set the path for this stage. I'm honored to share this award with all of the winners tonight and the courageous people dealing with aphasia. This room is filled with stories of quiet courage, positive attitudes, laughter in the face of adversity, and the amazing power of the human spirit. This year, 13,000 Canadians will be silenced with aphasia. That's 10 times the number of people in this room. But until tonight, many of you have not heard about aphasia. Tonight, I have the privilege of trying to speak for people who are dealing with aphasia, striving to remain positive and productive members of society. How marvelous from my wheelchair-bound one-word life 10 years ago, today I stand delivering this speech. Sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us directly on the path to the best things that ever happened to us. I am humbled by the generosity of all who helped me make a new life. I am blessed to have so many old and new friends help me along the way. Thank you, Lawrence Eagle, Coast Mental Health, and tonight's many generous sponsors and donors. This award means the world to me. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to help improve resources for families dealing with aphasia, to speak for people who can't, because I know how it feels to be silenced. Sean and Cameron, I am so thankful that I can tell you I love you. Sorry. So I ask each of you, what will your last words be tonight? Your words encourage people in your life. Take every opportunity to inspire people around you. Push yourself to figure out how to get to yes. Because yes is a powerful attitude. Thank you and good night.